Joe Biden's comments of a dark winter, we now have other world leaders echoing the exact same thing, stating that you should expect to see great suffering this winter, that this will be a winter of great discontent, and that people from all walks of life are going to feel the wrath of this, and they want to blame the energy sector, when really this comes down to politics, and it comes down to the politicians and the leaders that have created all this. But all signs are pointing to a bad winter. And I just want to make sure that folks out there are seeing these signs, have a plan, and are prepared for a harsh winter. They shut off the power. You have no heat. Do you have a wood-burning stove? Ways to cook food? Ways to keep the house warm? Well, right now would be a good time to look into options, being able to survive such an event, because it seems that these world leaders are going to throw this our way sooner than later. So to have a plan now would be good, because it looks like people are going to be left in the dark, left in the cold, lack of food, the whole nine going into this winter. We know this in terms of the food because of the lack of production, but in terms of the rest of the game, they're playing it full scale. And it sounds like I got another helicopter somewhere in the offing behind me. Guess we'll see if it pops up. But
alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, just watching Double 7, which we got no affiliation with him, but he does bring out some valid points. And, you know, it's coming down to the wire. And what he's saying is absolutely truth, because you really analyze it to the spirit. I remember Elder Ibada had said in a video too, all the stuff that they're doing with the shortness of, you know, gas prices is going down nicely a little bit, and food prices is seeming like steady, but all that was just it's just a reaction that they want from the people. But the real deal, the real pain and suffering comes in winter. All right, they're preparing for the winter. They always been preparing for the winter, because the winter is where, you know, like what's this name? You know, the Russians always say that Americans are spoiled, because Americans always need heat. Like, for, you know, if it gets a little bit of cold, you know, you need your heat to be on instead of just putting your coat on and this, that, to the third in your house, which, you know, it's neither here or there. But we live in a society where we're accustomed to dainty things of nature that they take for granted. So all these things is going to take place in the near future, and it's just around the corner. And people got to understand, well, now, you know, we're good. No matter what the situation is, brothers, we're good, you know. If there's a way, the Lord's going to get us out of it. But it's the surrounding cast members, you know, the non-important members. You know, when you look, when there's somebody's filming something, you have the stars of the movie, which that's who you focusing on. But you got the people in the background. The people in the background, they're gonna suffer. The stars are gonna keep on going. You know, they're gonna keep on going to their next mission and so forth. But the people that's around you, they will affect you because of the fact that there's no hedge for them, and they ain't gonna be able to take the stress that's coming to them. But all these things we always bring out through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and we've been saying this for years, you know, decades, that these things is going to happen. Now, he's one of many sources will say something like that, how bad it is, how bad it's going to get, you know. But the main source, which has always been the number one source, is the scriptures. And the scriptures been saying these things was going to happen millennials ago. All right, the Lord been saying these things was going to happen. It's just that you couldn't pinpoint of when it was gonna happen, because people would sit there and tell you, oh, they've been talking about the end of the world. Well, guess what? We are in the end of the world, and this summer may have been the last good summer of some sort of normalcy, because what's going to happen in the near future is going to affect everyone. All right, everyone is going to be highly affected with the results is going to take place, and this is all because what they have done unto the Lord's chosen. So like I said, it's going to be quick. This scripture came in my mind. So 2 Ezra 15, I start at 46. And thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her people, of her persons. So is it Asia? Yes, it is speaking of Asia. But when you read 2 Ezra 16th chapter, pretty much this place Babylon it's a mixture of everything. All right, that's why it's called Babylon. Babylon means confusion, confused land. So all have partaken of drinking that wine of the fornication of Babylon. So this whole entire earth, the rulers of the earth and their citizens are going to suffer a grand suffering because of what they have drunken from this bitch, this whore called Babylon. All right, it says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Hey, which is heavy, because you could go to Beijing. Beijing is the same thing like New York City. All right, you could go to what's the capital? Not Dubai, Delhi. Well, Delhi does stick out differently, but it has the city atmosphere, all right, which extends from America, Japan, Tokyo, another place like America. So they all have partaken and all likened their ways as America. So the Lord saying, woe unto them. And why you think they're catching the hell that they're catching? The citizens are. I haven't paid attention to what's going on over there, but the last time I heard, they let them free after like 3 months of the second lockdown. And one area, they had one, you know what, and they locked it down again. So does it sound like a place where they dependent, or it sound like a place like this they're doing the same thing? Because you have all these not the international, well, you got the international bankers, but you have these different versions of Illuminati. If I'm not mistaken, I have to believe they're called as the White Dragon over there. All right, so they all following the same trend, and that same trend is New World Order. Okay, it says, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that thou might please and glory in thy lovers, which thou have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. That has followed her, that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine. What did he just mention about famine? All right, there's plagues over there. There's another plague in quote unquote China. All right, so this thing is not just a Babylonian thing. You know, only America's going to get jacked up. All the world's being jacked up right now. That's why he made the statement of the world leaders and how they saying that prepare for a dark winter. Because they, like it says in Joel, like I'm going to quote a couple of scriptures and I'm going to keep it short. Like it says in Joel, wake up thy mighty men, all right? Prepare war. So they took the inventory, the money that they spent in agriculture for the people, and say, you know what, let's take that money from that sector and build into more of the military. So that leaves the people lacking medication, because they're all in the same accord, medical wise, all right? And that medical institution that was established was to get rid of the herbs and enforce, well, here in America was the Rockefeller medical field, with bringing doctors in, which all of these nations practice as well, because that's why you have the UN. They'll go into different places and give shots. All right, so it's all coming out. It's all coming out. They all in bed with this bitch. Okay, and it says, sword, pestilence to waste the houses with destruction and death. So there's gonna be a worldwide event of death and destruction and distress. All right. It says, the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and a heat shall arise that is sent over thee. What is that heat? Those nuclear missiles, because all these nations are going to get hit. All right. That shall be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so the mighty and the lovers shall not be able to receive thee. So all these nations are being weakened. They weaken in their dollar system. All right, they fiat currency. They weaken up all their system to bring in this new world order, which is that Revelations 13 and 16. Okay, it says, would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord, if thou hast not always slain my chosen. So it's not just blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the U.S., right? In this region of the world, you have Israelites all over the world that's being affected by this. All right. I believe in India they call the untouchables. All right. China, there's a group of people that's being targeted, which most likely are Israelites as well. And also you have Jake that's darker than me, that's in China, that's being affected. Also, I always got to bring it out that you have a lot of golden eras in history in a globe of all these nations dealt with slavery. China's golden era, Japan's golden era, India's golden era, they all had Jake in slavery. You had the Muslims, they golden era as well. So when all these nations have gotten to the peak, when all economies was at 100%, boom, we was in slavery. So this what's going to happen in the world is justified. All right. Yes, we always focus on America because America is the primary target of the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. There's a big ass bullseye that was set on America long ago, but the whole entire planet Earth bared and made the Lord's people suffer. They're going to get it too. It says, exalting the stroke of thine hands, saying over their dead, when thou was drunken. And how are they drunken? They're drunken the wine of the wrath. They're drinking the wine of Babylon. Set forth the beauty of thy countenance. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shall thou receive recompense. Payback, baby. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down. All thine shall perish with the sword in the field, which is the field meaning the world. So all these people are going to die, man. That's what the scripture says in what Jeremiah, I think the 25th chapter, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth, there's gonna be bodies, because we have to understand what's happening right now is not by coincidence. The world is at war with their citizens, and they thinking they're doing it because of some stupid plan that they conjure up in the basement. All right, some places they did it publicly because they don't have to hide. But all this is happening because what they have done unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's people. So the Lord is moving them, making these stupid moves that at the end of it all, they're not going to receive the results that they wanted. They're going to receive the opposite of that results. This is why the scripture says also that the Lord is going to punish the host of the high ones. The high ones is just not Edomites, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and so forth. That's part of them. But all these kings, all these other nations had participated in the downfall and have drunken of the wine of our people. How they treated our people is depending how the Lord sees it. Okay? And they all treated the Lord's people horribly. For the Lord to do these things, what he's about to do, they're going to pay the ultimate price. It says, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh. So people are going to result to cannibalism. And that's why this society is grooming their citizens to get familiar with bugs, all right, insects, and human meat by clone meat and so forth. So what we see in movies is going to take place real soon, but it's going to get to the point where it's going to be normalized to do the despicable act that they've been doing. To get to that desperate point, you have to completely lose your humanity. That's what they will say. And it's not a thing of like how we've been taught, where they could be part of it. Who knows how the Lord's gonna do it? Like everybody became rabid, all right, and they start munching on each other. That could be a still strong possibility. Or they could do it naturally. They could do it like it's nothing, because it's gonna get so goddamn bad. All right, and that's why Dabu 7 was saying. That's why all of us been saying it's gonna get so bad that it's never gonna be like something like we ever seen. We seen things on film, on movies, and you're like, damn, that's crazy. I would never like to be in that situation. But people are gonna be put in that situation, but in an intense manner. All right. There ain't gonna be the credit scenes come up and no animal's been hurt or no person been hurt. Everybody's gonna be affected by it. It says, and they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh, drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Thou had as unhappy that shall come. That shall come though through the sea and receive plagues again. So the Lord's gonna keep pounding this society, this joint, this evil alliance that's all around the world is going to be fully affected by what's the results of going to be. So people are gonna suffer in the winter. People are gonna suffer in the fall. People are gonna suffer in the winter. And it's going to keep on repeating, and more things are going to be taken away from the people if the years keep on going the way it's going. All right, because one plague after another plague is going to keep on going, and by the time, I hate to say it, if there is a next summer, the summer is not going to be the same summer like it was before. It's going to be far worse. All right, you got to add in all the trials and tribulation that's going to take place. So the Lord could do it that way, and because time is going by fast, the Lord can make things go faster and take away a lot more things from the people. It's going to get bad, all right? It's going to get bad. It's going to get worse before it gets worse, all right? But the light at the end of the tunnel for us is this is it. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. So call Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai for these things happening, man. All right, because we see these things happening around the world. The euro's below the dollar now, so they know they're not playing over there. They taking this society down. All right, so it's just gonna be quick over here as well. You see, Biden got the IRS and all government agencies armed up Why is he doing that for? He's doing that because they about to bring the heat, the ultimate heat, man. So with that being said, like I said, it's going to be a quick one. Lord, one of your brothers edify. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.